summoned Ultimate Samson for us.
Oh, but too bad. It's we're going into game now. So yeah, this is game 2. It's going to be on Vale. In that bottom left is Boomhower, Valinor, and Minx for Archetype. Up in that that top right, if I can, there we go. Up in that top right for Grizzlywing in the blue, Broadside, Tangibility, and Triplicity. You know, Vale has gotten a lot of changes. What happened? Oh, there it is. It's gotten a lot of changes recently. It used to be that where you see all those tree stumps was actually forest. You couldn't pass through it. With that opening up now, it's a lot easier to get to those outposts. So it opens up a few more lanes, makes it a little more interesting. And I still think that, you know, these middle outposts need to be moved up a little bit closer to that bridge, and these outposts need to be moved back slightly. That'll actually help this map a lot, but for now it is what it is, and we are going to see this game start. I'm not really sure about a lot of the starting strategies here on Vale, as you know, I'm not used to watching games here on Vale, but it does look like, you know, we do have a little bit of early cheese here from Boomhower with those zippers. Not going to actually neutralize that outpost, but both teams trying to defend their outposts, all three of them, and you know, nobody going for those factories yet. Minx going down as well as Boomhower going down. Valinor manages to get away, and right now we do see Grizzlywing kind of, you know, on the move right now, doing their thing. Maybe we'll actually see an upset here. That would be fantastic. Broadside using that Warthog to great effect, killing some of those neutrals, getting that extra experience. And with all the neutrals here on this map, I'm surprised we did not see a saucer. I much like, God, what is the name of that map? Duel. Much like Duel, the saucer would be very, very effective, as there are plenty of units here on this map to abduct that are neutral. Free units just to kind of take. But, yeah, I mean, no saucers here. It does look like we are getting a little bit of movement out to maybe one of the factories. So, you know, we'll see how that goes. This map being the biggest map in the game, it's going to really, really kind of make it so that, you know, players have to move around a lot more. Those slower air mechs, we do see Minx going down again, definitely in a lot of trouble. You can tell Minx dying twice already. Such a slow air mech, that Osprey. Valinor about to go down to the triple team here. Does go down to Tangibility. So, right now, Archetype dying over and over again. We do see Broadside with some infantry and some jackals. This does go neutral. If he can manage to get a couple more infantry from his teammates. Triplicity bringing over probes. They have taken the power station, ladies and gentlemen. And this might be the turn of the tide right here. Two of the players from Archetype coming up. Broadside going down. You know, Valinor almost going down as well. Two infantry coming into this outpost. And we do get a lockup here on this game. I hope we don't have a desync. There we go. We are back. And those bulbs just going off. Triplicity dropping a couple of probes. They are going to manage to take this back. Can they keep it is the question. The battle is here. Here come two jackals rolling in on outpost command. But they're going to go down rather quick to these longhorns. And look at that. We see a lunchbox come up. That lunchbox is going to be so effective in keeping this outpost. It basically, you know, gives a little bit more regen to those bulbs. Keeps those bulbs on that outpost a little bit longer, making sure that, you know, they can't just simply infantry or jackal drop as easily to neutralize that outpost. We do see Tangibility and Broadside moving up, trying to take on this forward outpost, which is also a power station. So as I count it, 4 power stations on the map. We do have 4 factories as well, so a lot of bonuses up for grabs when it comes to outposts in this map. So right now the outposts are a little bit skewed. We have a 2-to-1 advantage for Grizzlywing right now, but I mean, you know, Archetype definitely trying to make that not happen, as they do right now take an outpost. They're trying to clear it out, but I don't know how well they're going to do. We do see a lot of Dillos getting dropped out. And if Minx was there, which Minx busy doing some salvage, they might be able to take this. It's one of those things that they need somebody here healing these units, making sure that these Dillos and Longhorns don't die. But you can see Grizzly Wing taking advantage, trying to basically make Archetype pay for going after a fortress first. Broadside about to go down, does go down to Boomhower. But, I mean, Minx finally coming in, and that healing of the Osprey helps out so much. I mean, yeah, it's one of those things. Broadside getting hit by that hat as well as Boomhower at the same time really made it so it was really, one of those things that hurt him a lot. We do see Tangos. Tango Rush from Tangibility. Those Tangos, if you did not know, have heavy weapons, so they do full damage to that fortress. Tangi on the ground, about to go down, managing to get away. Broadside as well, doing damage, trying to take out Valinor. A Longhorn on the front door, half health right now. Can they win it before halftime is the question. A lunchbox being dropped in front of that Longhorn, but all three players from Grizzly Wing firing on this outpost, maneuvering units around, doing as much damage as they can. Triplicity using that sword to what? I don't know, but that is over half health. They almost got them down to 1/3 of their health right now. And come 4 minutes and 15 seconds from now, that's going to be a real big deal. Right now, such a disadvantage for Archetype. Oh, gotta have something to drink. My throat getting a little bit coarse here since I am by myself. But yeah, Broadside, moving around, trying to scout, grab some infantry. I think they're going to go for the capture of this outpost right here. Tangibility, Stasis blasting those infantry, trying to keep bulbs from going up. We're going to see this go to Grizzly Wing, maybe. No! This does not go to Grizzly Wing. Enough damage on that outpost to take out one bulb, 2 bulbs now. So, Grizzly Wing needs to get a few more infantry here in order to take this, and, Archetype doing all they can to ensure that, Grizzly Wing does not get this. This is the battle right now, ladies and gentlemen. It's over a neutral outpost. A Dillo and a Jackal versus 2 Dillos and a Warthog. And we do have that neutral hat still hanging out, getting healed, but that Dillo trying to work on it as much as it can. Oh, and this is a battle right here. A battle royale, ladies and gentlemen. Tangibility about to go down. Broadside also losing health. Tangibility leveling up. Broadside, can he survive? He does, and they get the outpost, so he heals up. Oh, clutch capture right there for Grizzly Wing, giving Broadside that ability to get up and heal. And both of his teammates getting up on top of that outpost and focus firing to drive away Archetype. Minx going down to a triple team right there. But what do we see here? We see a movement on this power station. All 3 players from Grizzly Wing moving as a unit straight to that outpost. Right now, Grizzly Wing working so well together. Tangibility finally splitting off, doing a little bit of scouting. You can be guaranteed that he is telling his teammates what is going on right now. Triplicity going to make easy work of those infantry with that sword. And look at that, probes from Broadside. He's going after this factory. And right now, I don't know why he needs to go after that factory, other than to basically kind of, keep Archetype from moving out whatsoever. All they would have at that point is that power station, as well as the fact that Grizzly Wing would have 3 factories, meaning they could definitely, put out a lot of units real quick. And it looks like Tangibility and Broadside both working on that outpost now, doing a bit of damage to it. Valinor coming in, dropping a Longhorn, but for no cause whatsoever. We do, however, down the middle lane, see a zipper rush. Is this going to do anything? More Dillos coming out. And those zippers going to the side of the fortress. Triplicity using his sword. Minx trying to do as much damage as she can before quarter 2 is over. Trying to limit that credit income that comes at halftime. Boomhower is well doing damage. They're taking damage off of it right now. Grizzly Wing focusing on Minx. Minx is down. And Tangibility goes down to Boomhower with that ground to air. Boomhower gonna get away. And that outpost is neutralized, so Grizzly Wing having to stop chasing Boomhower to go after that outpost and try and grab it back while it was neutral. It would be very, very detrimental to them to lose the outpost. And this is why. You know, here, I'll come down and see what's going on real quick on the on this outpost. It does look like Valinor doing a little something here with that moneymaker. And several tanks moving out for green. There's a nice little battle going on right here. We're going to see this, but that outpost is so important because it's right here. Basically, if you draw an arc from the sides of the map, it cuts off this outpost as well as this outpost. So if Archetype was able to take that middle outpost there, basically they could take pretty much any other outpost they wanted because they would be Grizzly would be completely cut off from the map. That's one of the main reasons why this map is actually a Friday Night Flights in season restricted map. It's not allowed within the season to be played because of that reason. Because, you know, if you rush that middle and manage to take that middle, the game is basically over at that point. And, you know, in high tier play, I haven't seen it as much in high tier, this map as much in high tier play. But we definitely did not see that outpost go down early game, though it did come close. And we do see up here at top, none of these neutrals yet removed from that outpost. So nobody has tried for it yet. Down here, we do have Broadside on the backside doing as much damage to that fortress as he can. He does end up going down 2 units right there, but, you know, managed to get just 1 shot of health off of that. We do see a battle going on right now with Dillos and a Longhorn on this outpost that for a brief moment Grizzly Wing had neutralized. Tangibility cloak walking back, manages to get up and get away, but for the time being, Archetype holding this outpost. Can they overcome this deficit right now? It is 5-2 on that outpost count. Level count, you know, 2 of their players are down by 1 level at this point. And we do have a nice battle here over this middle outpost for Archetype. Triplicity doing all he can to eliminate units. Bulb staying up on that outpost as we do see that probe spam. Triplicity going to go down right here to Valinor and Minx with that high-low. But, I mean, this is definitely one of those matches that is going to bring Vale into consideration. I mean, like I said, we did not see that middle outpost go down because it was defended. It almost went down, but it did not. So definitely this is something to bring it into consideration for maybe in the future playing it as a Friday Night Flights map. But damage coming in now on that fortress of Archetype. All Dillos are down. It was a quick 4 Dillo push there from Tangibility, but not much damage done. A lot of turtling up at this fortress coming down with Dillos and Longhorns. So, I don't know how Grizzly Wing is going to break that, especially with how broad this map is. We do see an overheal there on a Dillo. But we do see Minx going down again. Like I said, those slower Arameks, very, very dangerous to play here on a map as big as Vale. As, you know, you get caught in an open space, you are basically dead. We do see Tangibility doing a little bit of scouting, checking out the 2 remaining outposts for Archetype, trying to figure out where their next course of action is going to be. And we do see up here at the top Broadside, Broadside and I think Tangi. No, Broadside and Trip actually up there trying to take out that outpost. Minx is going to go down again, caught in the triple high-low. Triple team high-low, and Minx dying so many times as that Osprey. But we do see that Boomhower here trying to drop some infantry here on this outpost, but to no avail. Tangibility dropping a couple of Dillos, trying to stop any chance that Archetype has of maybe sneaking that outpost away from them. But we do see Minx and Boomhower coming up, both with 3 infantry, but they're going to be met by 2 airmechs and a populated outpost that belongs to Grizzlywing. So they do manage to neutralize it, but for how long is the question with all those Gollies, all those Dillos, all those Longhorns. And this is definitely going to be one of those games that is going to be hard for Archetype to overcome. We don't see those players lose a lot of games, but I mean, right now, it seems like Broadside, Tangi, and Trip have their number. Looks like we might be going to a Game 3, ladies and gentlemen, as Grizzlywing does manage to take that fort back. Broadside with the triple kill and the rampage, taking out Valinor. Oh, that's definitely, you know, one of those things that has led to this match just kind of going the way it's going right now, is all those deaths that Archetype is taking. It's taking them off the field. And the fact that they have to fly further on this map to get anywhere, to do anything, as we do see a little focus fire almost taking Minx out. You know, it's just so hard to get back into the battle on this map, which means those deaths are just that much more detrimental to your team. Minx now in trouble, but no, Tangi getting chased off by Boomhower and Valinor, working together to try and save Minx. They do manage to do just that. Minx gets out safely. And right now, it's pretty much at a stalemate. Looking at the power, Grizzlywing not able to really build anything else, as they need that extra power income, and they just don't have it. You do see that they are removing some of those defenses from their fortress to try and, you know, move them elsewhere on the map. And we do see Tangibility about to go down here. Tangi cloaking. Runs out of power, but running away with a quickness. And running backwards now. Manages to get away. He's going to make it. So definitely a lot of great Neo work there. I don't know if we call that Viking dancing or not. But, I mean, definitely a great work at getting away. Tangibility, one of the greats at doing that whole, you know, get away from what the heck's... Getting away from getting destroyed like that. Oh, and look what we have. All right, ladies and gentlemen, you know, are we going to see another outpost go down? Are we going to see a fortress go down? What are we going to see here? And with that one infantry that was right there, they probably saw exactly what was going on. And there's Minx. She knows. She knows. She's calling her teammates back, I'm sure. But Valinor and Boomhower, you know, having to defend this outpost, but if they're not careful, I mean, it might go against them. Minx there helping them also, but I mean, oh, Broadside going down to Boomhower, but we do have a push here on this middle, distracting Boomhower and Valinor for the time being, and that right side push is getting in. Minx definitely, you know, there to take care of the damage and stop what is going on. Tangibility microing some units, trying to do what he can to, you know, make this game end as quick as possible. Take this outpost, and that'll definitely help them out. Though it won't give them any power. Basically, at this point, you know, they control all but one outpost. I mean, that is a huge, huge deficit there for Archetype at this point. I mean, you're talking about, you know, 7 outposts to 1. That's a huge, huge disadvantage. And right now, you know, microing units doing some damage to this fortress, but what Archetype doesn't see is what is about to hit them right now, and that's very dangerous, especially with Boomhower or Valinor off doing whatever he's doing, and now Broadside seeing dropping some units out in defense. Tangibility doing all he can to put some DPS down, using that stasis blast on those units. But I mean, these 3 Gollies are basically going to take care of what is there for Grizzly Wing. Tangibility going down to Boomhower. But they did manage to take this outpost and get a lot of their energy income back. As you can see now, 102 energy income to that 46. I mean, right now they can build up another big push and maybe end this game right here. But Valinor doing all he can to try and open up this outpost again. Triplicity using his sword. He can get up off the ground now. He does manage to do that, chasing off Valinor, who almost goes down. And we are in quarter 4, 2 minutes left, 2 minutes out of overtime 1. Valinor doing all he can to take out this outpost, but to no avail. Triplicity and Tangibility, the double T right there, just teeing off on any jackals drop down at that factory. And Broadside joining the TT right there, the crying face. Oh, and right now it's just a stalemate. This is the other reason I don't like Vale, is because Vale, every game, if it's not just a quick end, if both teams hold their middle lane outpost, the game just drags out and drags out and drags out. Though, what do we see here? Very interesting move. I don't know what to think of it yet, but I don't know that Grizzly Wing knows what's going on, but now they do, as Tangibility flying over with those radar guardians can see a lot of the map. I'm going to show you just how much of that map they can see. Look at that. Look at that big old circle around Tangibility on the map. That's how much he can see. So he knew that was coming before it ever even started moving. These Gollies, though, are going to be able to kind of move up on this outpost, maybe take it back. You know, they're doing that two-prong attack that you so often see from these players, these high-tier players. But is it going to work? We will see. I mean, this outpost still with 4 bulbs on it. You know, there's still 4 Gollies, 1 smoking black about to go down. That would leave 3 left with 2 Longhorns, some heal creeps, some level 2 creeps, or level 4 creeps. I mean, right now, there's a huge battle going on all across the map. Minx almost down Tangy. All Tangy needs to do is Stasis Blast or get a couple of shots on Minx. And there it is. Took out Minx. And most of this push moving so slowly due to Tangibility's ability to Stasis Blast them. And what Grizzly Wing has left themselves open to is these units coming down from that top left outpost. You know, this factory finally goes neutral, but at what cost? Oh, Triplicity on the front door with Longhorns. And those Dillos doing a lot of damage over here on that left side of the fortress. This outpost about to go down to these Gollies. I mean, could a fortress-to-fortress push win this? That is the question we are trying to figure out here. Broadside doing as much damage as he can to the back of those Gollies. Outpost is neutral, but no. Oh, here come 2 infantry. Broadside taking them out, making sure that they cannot take that outpost for the time being. But, I mean, those Gollies are closing in on that fortress, though they're, in defeat.